Hello, and welcome to this tutorial on borrowing with Yield Protocol version 2. The goal of Yield Protocol is to make fixed-rate borrowing and lending a fundamental building block of decentralized finance. This short video will show you the simple 3-step process to collateralize borrowing with Yield. As you can see, we've already opened the Yield app to the Borrowing tab. From up top, you can see that the Yield app allows you to accomplish 3 actions: borrowing, lending, and pooling your assets. In this tutorial, we will focus on the borrowing process. Before you get started, make sure you are using a browser with MetaMask installed, or you have a wallet that is Wallet Connect enabled. We will show borrowing with MetaMask, but the process with Wallet Connect is similar. Borrowing on the Yield protocol is a simple 3-step process. You choose an asset you want to borrow, you add collateral, and you review and initiate the transaction. The first step is selecting the base asset that you want to borrow. You can borrow assets like DAI and USDC. Once you've selected the asset, you can indicate the amount of the asset you wish to borrow. The fixed interest rate you receive when borrowing is determined by a built-in automated market, and the more you borrow, the higher your interest rate may be. Once you've entered an amount, you may select the series you wish to borrow. Each series has a different maturity date. Yield currently provides quarterly maturity dates. Something to take into consideration when selecting a series, you want to select a date that corresponds closely to the time you think you wish to close the loan. Now that we've chosen an asset to borrow, let's click Next Step to move to the Add Collateral step. On this page, you add collateral to your loan. You may select between collateral such as ETH, wrapped Bitcoin, DAI, USDC, and others. Make sure you have the assets you want to use provided in your wallet. If that's not the case, this red mark will show up when there are no assets available. All loans in Yield require over-collateralization with a greater value of collateral than debt. When adding your collateral, you can check if the collateral is sufficient enough with the collateralization indicator. In this case, the thumb is pointed up, which means your collateral is good. If the thumb is pointed down, your collateral is not sufficient enough and you will need to add more. If you do not maintain a sufficient amount of collateral in your vault at all times, your vault may be liquidated. Once the collateral has been added, it's time to move to the next step. This page will provide all of the information regarding your transaction for you to review. Once you are ready, click the Borrow button at the bottom for the app to move forward and link with your wallet. Once you look over and are okay with the details, click Confirm. This action will lead you back to the Yield app while the transaction is pending. Once the transaction is successful, a vault is created and will pop up on the lower right corner of the page. A vault is associated with each loan in Yield. Each vault has collateral of a single type and depth of a single base asset of a particular series. Vaults are given unique names to make it easier to distinguish them. You will also note that each icon indicates the base asset and collateral asset of the loan. You may click on a vault to review all the details regarding your transaction. As shown, each vault indicates the value depth, the maturity date of the loan, and the collateral you posted. There are several vault actions that permit you to interact with your vault to repay your loan, review your transaction history, add collateral, etc. One important action to highlight is repaying your loan. Yield permits you to borrow at a fixed rate for a fixed term, but you may repay early if you choose. Repaying early may result in you not receiving your original fixed rate. There you have it, the simple 3-step process to collateralize borrowing with Yield. To get started, please visit our website at yieldprotocol.com, and we look forward to seeing you in a future video.